Welcome back to the Moll Anderson Show. Well, Sarah DeAnna was born into a life where she could have given many excuses to not be able to succeed. Instead, she graduated high school with honors, put herself through college to earn her international business marketing degree, and as a fashion model, wrote the book, Supermodel You. She joins me now to tell us all about it. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm good. Hi.
Hi. Well, you have an amazing career, and you've been on covers of high fashion magazines. You've walked the runways for major designers. What inspired you to write Supermodel You?
Basically every woman and girl that I've met and everyone that I've worked with, because I feel like every person, even men, which is funny, want to be a model or aspire to be a model and think that they can't be, think that they can't have that body, think that they're never going to look that way. And it was so sad to see and so disheartening for me, because I believe that everyone is beautiful and everyone aspires to be their most beautiful, best self. They don't exactly want to look like another supermodel. They want to look like the supermodel version of themselves.
That's true.
So that's kind of where it started, and then, the health and fitness side of it started because I entered into an industry that was not particularly healthy or not talked about in a healthy way, when there's actually a lot of really healthy girls out there. And so the message that's being promoted and talked about all the time is that, models are anorexic and bulimic and all these negative things, which the reality, especially today, it's not like it used to be at all, is that models are extremely healthy. They have most models today, have great habits, they eat well, not all of them work out, some of them do work out, so it was a message that needed to be said.
No, that's so true, and I love it. I'm quoting you out of your book now. I learned that models, and especially the general public, believe that the only way to be model skinny is to do it unhealthily. Right. This couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, the healthiest models tend to be more successful.
Amen. Yeah.
Which is awesome. And so many people don't understand that. They think they have to starve themselves and be waif-like. Now, granted, there are maybe a couple out there who do that. Right. But I think you can tell the difference between that.
Exactly, and they have no longevity, so they're there for a little while, but you can't stay in it. It is a job, it is a career, and you can't, if you're not healthy, you can't sustain yourself. And health is beauty. Right. And so once, maybe for a little while you might look okay, but after a little bit that takes a toll on you,
Sure.
Everything.
Well, how do you show people that models and regular people can actually achieve being model skinny?
By the proof.
I love it.
It's proven. You see that, even today, Cindy Crawford, Claudia Schiffer, all of these, the older supermodels, they all still look amazing.
Yeah, they do. I saw Cindy Crawford not too long ago.
Stunning.
A few months ago at an event, and I just thought, no, really? She walked by, and I just said, honey, and I stuck my elbow in my husband's side, and I said, no, you need to look at this. Look at her. She was just breathtaking and in such a natural, beautiful way. And she's not so skinny that you think, oh, my gosh, she's model skinny. You just think she's amazing.
Yeah. No, and a lot of that, too, is just her presence, and, which I talk about in the book, is one thing, that everyone can do is just your posture. It changes everything about you. It gives you that presence. It makes you feel better. It makes you look better. It actually burns more calories. That's one of the main things that I always say. You do this, is work on your posture.
Yeah, posture is important, isn't it?
Yeah. You walk into a room, if you're hunching, if you're slouched, you're not standing out. You're not showing your most beautiful self. But when you walk into a room with posture, you automatically look more confident. People think you
No,
you
that's
look
so
better.
true. That's so true. It's almost a defeatist attitude that comes across when someone is hunched over.
Right. Yeah.
No, that's so true. Well, if you're just joining me, I'm talking with Sarah DeAnna, the beautiful model who's written this fabulous book, Supermodel You. Now, Sarah, you coined some interesting words in the book, like stealthy and modernize. Can you tell us what you mean by these?
Well, I'm kind of a nerd like that, so
I like it.
I'm always making up silly words. But stealthy came about actually from talking with Lynn Greff, who is the CEO of the National Eating Disorder Association, because I really wanted to make sure that I didn't mislead people or didn't say something, that could be taken the wrong way, because I knew it was a touchy subject, and I knew girls were looking at models and thinking, oh, my God, I can't eat, or I just wanted her advice with everything, and so she strongly encouraged me not to use the word skinny. She was very much against the word skinny.
Okay.
But I was very attached to it because I know that girls are attached to it. Girls want to be skinny. It's just like a word, and she's like, no, it's a really negative word. You know, you don't want to use it. You want to get away from it. And so I was just sitting there after I got off the phone with her, and I'm like, skinny, healthy, skinny, healthy, skinny, healthy, like, you know, because that's what I was trying to promote.
Yeah.
And Skelty just kind of came along, and then I asked her about it, and she's like, you little devil. It was the cutest little thing. So she loved it. And so because of that, I started really using that word a lot. And so I like it. It works.
It works. I like it.
Yeah, so that's skinny, healthy, Skelty. And then moderate size was models, like a lot of models don't actually, I'd be like, I thought, you know, you had to work out all the time to be thin, and a lot of people believe that as well. And then a lot of models who are really thin, they don't actually really work out. And so once I found out, you know, I was asking them, like, why don't you work out? They're like, oh, we get plenty of exercise, you know, on our photo shoots and walking around the cities to our castings, whatever. And the reality is that they're right. And so does everyone else. Everyone else gets plenty of exercise because anytime you move your body, you're getting exercise. But if you don't count it as exercise, I noticed that models were like counting this as their exercise. And if you don't count it, you're not actually going to reap the benefits of it.
Ah.
And there's a study that I talk about in the book from Harvard where they did this study with some housekeepers, and they informed only one group about the number of calories that they were burning on their job and didn't tell the other group. And the group who was informed, just by being self-aware of the calories that they were burning doing their housekeeping jobs, all lost weight and lowered their blood pressures and had like all these other amazing things happen just by making the mind-body connection.
Well, you know, I totally believe that. And my brother-in-law at the holidays gave us all these bracelets to wear that literally, you know, paid attention to how many steps we were taking and when we were sleeping. I got so excited about how just in my house, I mean, I exercise, but I got so excited about the exercise that I was doing that I was not aware of because I wasn't giving myself the credit. You're right.
Exactly. And we need to, because especially like I would say like a lot of women who, you know, either like are home a lot cleaning, because most women are cleaning, taking care of their kids, whatever. Those women are like getting tons of exercise.
Oh, yeah. I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking with Sarah DeAnna, and her new book is Supermodel You. Now, I was a vegetarian for 13 years in my 20s, and I was a serious one. But I had a weight problem the whole time I was a vegetarian. Isn't that funny? I was always like trying to lose that extra couple pounds.
That's so funny.
And then all of a sudden I started craving meat. And for me, and I think it is personal, but for me, I started craving the meat. I added the meat to my diet, and I started losing weight. And so you're right, it's about being intuitive to whatever your needs are. And for me, it was definitely, I was needing protein.
Yeah, it's funny because I keep just thinking, like, I don't know, maybe this is going to happen to me. Maybe all of a sudden, you know, I think it's great, all the wonderful benefits of not eating meat that's good for animals. And, you know, I love that, but it's not per se the reason why I don't do it.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with body or anything, but it's just I just genuinely don't want that.
Well, before you go, can you give us just a couple tips on how to bring out our inner supermodel?
Yes, so we definitely said the posture thing, which I say that every time, you know, you have to just own that posture, fake it, like whatever.
I'm sitting up straighter as we speak.
Exactly, sitting up straight, you know, always. Like, it's something that you have to remember. And then I have all kinds of triggers. I mean, it's our job as a model, so we obviously, every day on our job, we get those triggers from, you know, when we see a client, we try on an outfit, we have to walk for them. We constantly have that, you know, when we're shooting or whatever. So we have it more often than maybe anyone else. But people can find ways to set triggers, like whether it's, you know, a song plays on the radio or, you know, every time your phone message comes in, a text message or a telephone call or something, it's just something just to remind you, because it has to become a habit.
Sure.
So definitely cultivate the posture habit. Another one is eliminate stupid stress, like stupid things that
For example, give us an example of stupid stress.
For example, being late, running late.
I agree with that.
Because stress wreaks major havoc on your body, and your body doesn't know the difference if you're running from a bear or running late to work.
That's not good.
It acts the same way. The same chemical responses, biochemical things occur in your body. So you're doing yourself a major disservice by being late to things. And this is a problem for me. This is something I really had to work on. I was always late.
Okay.
And it's not, and stress is ugly. You don't feel well. You feel awful. So that's one huge thing. Another thing that's a major stressor that people don't realize is uncomfortable clothes.
Oh, okay.
If
that makes sense.
Yeah, if they're not comfortable fabrics, if they're not good fits, like all these things are stress, and people don't even realize how their clothes fit them. Like they don't even check in with their body, which self-awareness is one of the first keys. Checking in with your body, like how do these clothes even feel on me? Am I comfortable? Because if you're not comfortable, not only are you going to feel bad and your body's going to be stressed out because you're not comfortable, but you're also not going to want to move your body, which is motorcise, movement, exercise, because you're not comfortable, especially if you're wearing uncomfortable shoes.
Oh, yes. I do that quite often. I love my shoes. Okay, so we've got posture, stupid stress, uncomfortable clothes. Anything else before you leave us?
Those are really easy. And then just your thoughts, like no matter what, like you feel the worse you feel, like the days that you wake up and you feel so ugly and so fat, those are the days that you need to just be all about the self-love and totally lie to yourself. And you're going to feel so stupid, but just when you look in the mirror and you think, oh, my God, I look terrible, I didn't sleep, oh, my God, this, whatever, that's when you need to be like, I look so beautiful. Like, it's just like you're lying to yourself, but the reality is that you're helping yourself in so many ways. And those fat days, everyone has those fat days.
Yes.
So just that's the day that you're like, I look amazing, wear your best outfit on your fat days, like all that kind of stuff.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much for joining us. And moms, pick up a copy of this book. It's Supermodel You. It's a great summer read for young women. And Sarah, thank you so much for writing it. I think it was very, very needed, and I hope you'll come back.
Thank you so much, Moll.
Thank you.